Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty, where we are documenting our slimming world journey. I'm Lisa.
I'm Rufus.
And today is a car vlog. As you can see, we are back in the car again. Yeah. We're not back on the road again, are we? Because we're in the car park. But we are, we are back in the car again. Yeah. So we've just weighed in. I've got to say, though, we weren't here last week because we were poorly. But have you noticed something? The biggest change? Look how dark it is now.
It's dark outside.
I know. It's like autumn
Street
is
lights
coming.
are on already. I said normally, I'm sure last time we got 2 weeks ago. I don't remember the street lights.
I don't. You know what this means? 4 more weeks till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
Well,
4 more weeks till
all
Halloween.
the goodies and sweeties are in the shops now. So,
I know.
You know.
Right then, so I'll go first. I'll go first.
Go on
so
then.
I came in. So for 2 weeks, I've been on plan. I haven't gone over my sins. We've had really interesting food the last couple of weeks. Go on.
There was a couple of days where we didn't eat
a lot at all.
No, we didn't eat.
Really, we're quite poorly. Didn't eat a lot at all. And I came in with half a pound on.
It's very strange. But,
no idea.
Like I say,
but if you noticed, if you watched the vlog from last week, I did go for, I've had some x-rays done this week. I've had a cannula done this week. I'm still really bruised. Look at that there. Lovely bruise. Because I had a CT scan done this week. So we're trying to work out what's going on because I've still got...
So you did a lot of body magic. Lots of walking through the hospital.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we still don't know what's going on health wise. I've got little bits of blood in my urine at the moment and some blood clots sometime as well. So there's something definitely not right with my body. There's something going on. What that is, we don't know. So my weight's going to be fluctuating and going to be a bit all over the place, isn't it? Until we work out exactly what's happening and how serious this is. So yeah, so I'm not worried too much about Slimming World. It's kind of
that they're getting you appointments fairly quick,
they are.
Though,
well,
so
it's good they're getting me appointments really fast, but it's also a bit worrying because it means they're like I'm classed as an urgent case. So we shall see. So I'm not too worried about the Slimming World side of things at the moment because I'm eating super healthy. I'm eating very low sins, sort of, you know, less than 10 sins a day. And I really am. The sins I'm using for proper food, not even sweets or anything really. So, you know, it is just one of those things. And eventually all of this good eating and the eating habits that we're doing now will pay off. It's just obviously there's some other health things going on. But as you said this week as well, is that this could all be back related to COVID. It could be down to the fibro. It could be a diabetic thing. It could be none of that. It could be something else. We don't know. And so I'm just not, I'm not really worrying about it in terms of food. You know, the results on the scales will happen. My journey is going to be very different this time round. So yeah, that's just the way it is. But I'm not, as I say, I'm really not worried about my weight loss journey at the moment because I'm eating, you know, clean food, aren't we? We're eating super clean food.
For everybody, if anyone obviously did have COVID, I said it attacks different things, different people.
Yeah, it does.
Any weakness you've got in your body, it can, you know. So for me, I think it more affected my lungs more than
that was your weak
else,
spot, wasn't it? Absolutely.
For anything else. But I said for you, it could be.
It seems to have
something else
upped the fibro, doesn't it? It really seems to have kicked the fibro into the next gear. And probably, to be fair, because I've been reading up a little bit on it, and probably I'm where the fibro would have been, because fibro can be quite progressive, and I'm probably where it would have been maybe in sort of like a year or two down the line, but because of COVID, it's basically kickstarted it and done a fast track. But you know, I'm not kind of worrying too much. I'm sticking on plan. I'm enjoying the food we're eating. We're eating super nice food. So yeah. So what about you then? Do you wanna tell all of our lovely sub club at Chub Club how you went on?
What? No, like I say, had a fairly good week. Or these last 2 weeks. Been on plan. Got weighed today, and I've lost £2. But then today also found out then that I'm only £2.5 away from my next certificate, which would be 3 stone. So
yeah,
so that's not bad. So a really good week this week coming.
Yeah.
I said, and I could come in next week, I said, and be at my free stone or just over by then, hopefully.
So how do you feel that? How would you feel that with 2 weeks off, or with like 2 weeks from the last time we weighed in, you only lost £2?
Yeah.
How honestly, how do you feel about that?
I feel all right. I say, I thought I might have lost more than that, but then I did have a few days this week where you'd been a bit poorly, and then, like I say, I weren't 100% because I tried to do a few bits at home, overdone it, and then like exhausted. I just, as if I tired my body out completely, and I just was, the next day or so I was just terrible. Like I said, body pains and everything else.
You ran out of spoons.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
I feel better for obviously clearing out. It was basically getting rid of food that may have been in the cupboard that we were never going to eat, because now with what we eat now, there's no point leaving that stuff there. It's just a reminder of, oh, we could leave that just in case we have an off day, or just in case we fancy that and just want to count the sins for one day, and it's just like, we're never going to get round to eating that stuff. Just get rid of it. Out of sight, out of mind, it's gone. Because we're never, it's very unlikely that we would have eaten it anyway. So with all that done, I felt better for doing that, like I say. And then, sometimes you have weeks where you lose more and others where you didn't. I said, but I did have a few days this week where I didn't eat a huge amount of speed food for a few days.
Or a huge amount of anything.
Yeah, for a few days of the week. I said, so...
that could have affected
it.
it
Could have done a little bit.
But again, hopefully this week we'll be back on our normal sort of eating plan.
But I said, no matter what, I said, mine seems to drop even if it's only like £1 a week or whatever. I said, but yours is just very up and down. That's the thing, and it's just the most annoying bit for you.
Yeah, and it is that thing of, like, we've eaten the same food for 2 weeks, and again, you've come in with a loss and I've come in with a gain over the same 2 week period.
And I've eaten the same meals as well, so it's like...
But it is what it is. But you had another good bit of news today.
No, I did,
So Rufus got the Slimmer of the Month.
And I got another magnet.
Oh, we've got another magnet to put on the fridge, which I am really excited about. Whoa. But he's coming with Slimmer of the Month.
We used to have, hundreds of magnets all over the fridge, and now you started collecting the Slimming World ones again. Yeah. All the others are in a bag because there just won't be any room for them.
No, because Rufus is going to get me all the magnets, aren't you?
I know, yes, dear. I'm going to collect every single one.
The really important thing
multiple times
is that in the month of September, Rufus has lost 11.5 in a month. In 4 weeks, 11.5
pounds. Oh, no, right.
That's so, and that is with... That includes the last 2 weeks where you only lost £2. So basically that means in 2 or 3 weeks you lost £9.
But I say, bearing in mind, I said this is the third time being on plan, but every time I've been on plan at a Slimming World, I've looked at food differently every single time, and my choices are different now to what I would have done the first or the second time on plan. Yeah, we spend our sins very differently now, don't we? Before I would go, I'm going to have my hi-fi bars and I'm going to have this as my sins, and I'm going to put all my sins for the day and my healthy extras and whatnot. I'm going to put them in this little bag and I'll eat those later in the day, and I look forward to that. But I would but then I would eat the bars even if I didn't want to eat them, but they were just there and, oh, I need to eat that. They're my treats. I'm going to have them for the day, so I'm going to eat them. And now I look at things and think, well, it's there if I want it. But if I'm really not hungry or don't feel like eating it, I don't have to eat it. No. And before, as I say, we've talked about this before, haven't we? Before we used to make up, and again, a lot of Slimming Worlders do it, and they talk about this as being a really good thing. And it was, and we did it. But now we don't. And that was making up a little bag every day of your sins. So you make a little treat bag up, and you put your sins for the day might be 10 sins then. Yeah. But you might put a couple of hi-fi bars in there to have, as your healthy extra. But then you might put like a couple of those little, what are they called? The Kinder, what's the little Kinder chocolate things? The little mini milk bars. Well, might put a couple of those in for about 4 cins each or whatever they were. But like the Smarties from Skinny that we tried the other day from the Skinny Syrup Company, 4.5 cins a tube. So you might put those in, a couple of little bits of chocolate. You might put a little bag of crisps or something in, and that's your 15 cins. And you think, oh, I'm doing this really well. But oh, just eat them all.
Yeah, well, we were, weren't we? And we were like, oh, I haven't used my 15 tins. I must use my 15 tins.
And you can have what they say, try and range between 5 and 15 or whatever for most people.
But now it's kind of, for us, it's like, well, if I don't spend my sins, then what's the point in eating them just for the sake of eating them? And we have, so I tend to spend my sins on a pita bread. So I will have a pita bread, and then I will now have another pita bread or a mini wrap or something, and I'll have that for my sins. And you do the same with your bread, don't you, with your sandwiches? And so that's kind of where we use our sins. And then sometimes things like the Aldi skinny sausages that are half a sin each, or
they're amazing.
I had some Muller Lights, didn't I, this week? So they're half a sin each. So, you know, sometimes we'll use it like that.
They do, was it those same as Muller Lights, but they're called the Broccoli ones,
Aldi's own
in
brand.
Aldi. So they're the are they low fat or the
fat free
flavoured ones or whatever in Aldi, and they're like 1 sin per one. But now found out that it from those pictures Brenda put online, our consultant put online, some photos of different things are saying that comparing sin values of things, and some things are free, some things are of a really low sin, and worked out the Muller Lights are, all the flavoured ones are like, or most of them are half a sin for one little pot. I said, but 1 sin for the Broccoli ones. I said, so you know, you work out where you want to use your sins, what you want to have, but it's just...
You know what that means? You know what that means?
Yeah.
It means you have half a tub of yoghurt, and then there's
twice
half
as much.
the sins, so you can have twice as much. Yeah.
But I said, bearing in mind, I said, I used to be someone that would just sometimes binge. I would just eat whatever I wanted. You know, I was something I really shouldn't eat. Oh, I want that, so I'm going to eat it because it's there. Or buy myself crap to eat. I said, and I think they don't tend to talk about a lot of that stuff at Slimming Worlds.
Well, partly because it's a trigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
And partly because, like, the consultants they're not psychologists, they're not counsellors. They don't know how to deal with, especially with eating disorders. They don't know how to deal with that. And again, you know, it's with the best will in the world. A consultant is there to help you stick to the plan that's been devised. They're not there to deal with, you know, crisis, years of baggage. You know, generally speaking, people that have got eating disorders, and again, I'm talking really only for us,
for us,
not for everybody else.
This
but
is our experience.
And for us, we've both got trauma, and we've both got events and things, haven't we, from our childhood. Not that we had bad childhoods, but just growing up the way that we did, it's had those psychological effects on us. And so that, for both of us, resulted in an eating disorder, binge eating disorder. Now, for other people, it might manifest in very different ways. But obviously for us, that was that. Now, our consultant, you've met her, you've seen the interview. She's absolutely lovely. She's amazing. She's just a diamond. She really is.
We've been to other Slimming Worlds and tried, you know, working with other consultants, and sort of like, you know, and sometimes you just don't click with a person. No. I said, but every time we've sort of, oh, we'll go and get weighed at this one because we missed group this week, so let's go get weighed. And it's good to kind of drop in on another group.
Yeah, it's really
useful,
you know,
and get a certificate there, and annoying people there, you know. But it's trying, you know, it's okay sometimes, you know, oh, I can't get to my group today to get weighed, let me go and get weighed somewhere else, because you might get some hints and tips and other things, or help someone else out with some ideas in another, you know, one of the other groups or whatever. But I said, but every time we've always come back to Brenda. I said, because this is the best group that we know of in our area. So
and she's brilliant, but even Brenda isn't qualified to help tackle an eating disorder, or to tackle those the underlying psychological issues. And again, it's something that we've both we're constantly working through. And obviously, you know, even 6 months ago, we were still in the throes of the eating disorders. We were still absolutely in it now. We are,
to be honest,
and we will be forever.
And do you know, most people would get up and go, do you know what, I'm going to have an egg on toast today, and I might put some beans, and I might put, you know, maybe a skinny sausage or something with it, and you know, some mushrooms or something. But then I think, well, the more I eat during the earlier bit of the day, the less I have later on to eat. And it stops me binging if I save my bread that I might have had at lunchtime if I don't feel hungry yet. And I'll save that.
For your supper.
And I'll save it for later after my actual evening meal dinner. And then I'll have that. So actually when I do go to bed, my belly's quite full. And I don't think, oh, I really want to go and eat something else now, because if I don't save anything until later, that would make me feel even worse trying to sleep without, you know, my belly grumbling or whatever, because I've eaten all of my other stuff earlier in the day. So,
but I think it's a little bit like being a recovering addict. And in fact, we are recovering addicts. It's just that our addiction was, and our disorder was with food. Now, I mean, we've said before that getting over an eating disorder is more complicated, or differently complicated, I should say, than something like alcohol or drugs. Because with alcohol and drugs, you can just decide, with support, you can go into rehab, you can, you know, get rid of the physical effects and then deal with the emotional. And then if you decide, you know, that you are not going to take any of those things anymore, then whether that's drugs or a bottle of vodka or special brew or whatever it is, you can avoid that. But when your addiction is food,
you've got it around you all the time, haven't you?
But it's not even that. You can't avoid food because we need to eat. And for me, like, again, personally, I've got some trigger foods. Like, again, I was just showing you the hi-fi bars. I'll talk about those in a second, but I do have some trigger foods. But when my eating disorder is in full run, that trigger food, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be rice. It could be bread.
Rice or whatever. Even if it's free food, you still just want to eat it.
My eating disorder will just go, I'm going to eat that, and then that, and then this, and then something else. So it's not like I've got a sweet tooth. It's not like, oh, I'm craving chocolate or I'm craving crisps, because it could be anything. And when my eating disorder is running rampant, it really doesn't matter what the food is. It's the overeating element that's in control.
Partly, I think even back then, I said before we actually came back onto group, I think the last week it was like, oh, we've got all this naughty food, stuff that we wouldn't eat on plan. Well, you need to eat it all now, because
but even
we're
then,
going to group next. We don't want to waste it.
It was also like, you know, we're going to group on the Wednesday, right? So on the Monday, we'll have a takeaway. We'll have a big takeaway. We'll have a celebration takeaway to get rid of it.
That's just the.
But that's the mindset. Yeah,
that's it.
It is, and it is like one of those things where I think, you know, if we were alcoholics, you would get through the thing, and then you're still dealing with that addiction, but you can take certain steps to avoid the food, but we to avoid the alcohol. But with food, you can't really do that.
I say we manage it. It's, you know, but it's not always easy.
No,
because like I say, whether you pop in the shop for you know, some vegetables or something, they'll always put something at the end of the aisle, something to tempt people, even in the healthiest parts of the stores. And like I said,
you just got to be really mindful, don't we? We've just got to be really, really mindful.
Don't go shopping when you're hungry. That's a terrible thing to do.
So then, the hi-fi bars. Why have I got packets of hi-fi bars? So these are $1.95 for 6, but our consultant basically got a deal. I think there's a deal on within the groups. You can get these for effectively buy one, get one on the chocolate cornflake crunch ones. Now, these aren't for you, are they? Because it's too much of a trigger for you.
They're gluten-free.
But they are gluten-free, which means I can have these in limited numbers. And basically, I bought 4 boxes, but you're going to hide 3 of them.
I've got to hide.
Because again, this is the same thing with the eating disorder.
Hide them all away.
I can't be trusted, even though, like, my logical brain will say, you don't want them, don't eat them. But the eating disorder will go, I want them, I'm going to eat them. Sod it. So that's something I need to watch, and that's something I need to be super mindful of. So I will have a box, but again, I think we're a little bit healthier this time round in terms of our mentality, because we are really viewing this now as a lifestyle choice. This is now how we need to live in order to maintain a healthier relationship to food. And I say healthier because arguably Slimming World isn't healthy. Like the elements of it where, you know, having to go to a group every week, weigh in.
I think some things can be questionable, as I say.
Yeah, but just the whole point, the whole point. You know, if we had a healthy relationship with food, we wouldn't need to be at Chub Club. we wouldn't need to be at Slimming World. We wouldn't need to be following a diet plan, because we could just, you know, open these, eat one, leave the rest of the box there until you fancy one 3 days later.
See, for me, I look at that and I don't really, that doesn't really entertain me, but
no,
I could go to a Greg's or somewhere and get a donut, but then I put in my head now, I've sort of like keep telling myself, when it gets to my birthday for one day, I might get a couple of donuts.
Well, our anniversary's
on my birthday.
Our anniversary's in what, 3.5 weeks?
Yeah.
So we're planning a meal out. And we're gonna food optimize it. We'll you know, monitor our sins beforehand.
It won't be
and
alcohol
afterwards.
related or anything, because I can't really have anything like that. Or,
no. And we won't. We may or may not have a pudding, but we're just going to go to a harvester, have a nice little meal, which for us,
just
I know
it sounds. Visit for one day, have a really nice meal.
But this is it. For other people, that might sound like a really boring thing. But for us, to be able to go to a harvester, eat what we want, whether we have a grill or a steak or a chicken or whatever it is.
Bowl of salad.
Yeah.
Really enjoy that.
But also, when we have that bowl of salad, I will have a little bit of blue cheese dressing. Just a little bit. Not a lot. I'm not going to smother it on with ladles full like I used to. But I'll have a little bit because I want to treat myself to that. And again, this is that thing where I think, because this is now a lifestyle choice for us, this is the long-term journey. And even sort of, you know, when we've hit target, we'll carry on with that.
I think though one thing helps, because I think,
hopefully,
you know, if you're, like say, looking to join a Slimming World, or you are at Slimming World already, I think, like I say, every day or every week that goes past that you've done really well, you know, and you've sort of stuck to things, the longer time goes on, you know, you get more sort of like, you know, you get kind of more tunnel vision, I think, as you go along. Because I think, like I say,
well, you do. Some people don't.
But like I say, every time we've done group, it's been different. I'm now sort of cutting out sugars and things like that, so I go for things that are really, really low sugar, or they've got sweeteners in or whatever, and just like, you know, just using my sins for things like bread and other stuff, I said, which is what I do now. So
then, talking about the food that we've had this week, what have you enjoyed food-wise this week? Can you remember what we've had?
We had white fish one day, didn't we? That was quite nice.
Red cod,
what else have we had? Oh, we did have a burrito bowl. I said that you did. That was it was quite spicy, that one, but it was really nice.
Well, do you not remember what we had yesterday?
Oh yeah, we had the keema matar.
It was sort of a keema matar.
It was really,
I changed
really
it up
nice,
a little bit.
It was really, really tasty.
Yeah, so I did
really
that was the pork mince, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had 5% pork mince. We I put some garam masala in and some spices and things, and kind of looked at the recipe, but then was like, oh, I couldn't be bothered, to be honest with you, getting the curry powder out of the bottom cupboard.
It was really nice though.
And I had
really
garam masala
tasty
on the top, so I just put some garam masala in.
It was really nice though.
And some spices. It was really nice. And I did that. I put like extra mushrooms in, lots of there were lots of other sort of like little bits of speedy food in, cauliflower, and then we did some boil in the bag rice. So that was really nice this week.
I spoke to someone, I said today, and they were like, oh, I really like doing Slimming World chips, and it's like, you know, that's something they really enjoy. And I'm like, I said, we used to like doing that a lot, put them in the air fry, you know, chop them all up, bit of fry light, pop them in the air fry for a while. I said, and now we've kind of upgraded, so now we like have speedy chips, because we have butternut squash chips instead, and they're speed food, so we really enjoy that now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really, really
but
nice.
What I'll do, I'll put a little clip in just here with the food we ate this week. So we are having the burrito bowl mix again. It's so delicious though. Tomatoes and salady bits and sweet corn and stuff in the bottom with some chopped up cucumber and all sorts. And then in the top we've got the turkey mince with onions and mushrooms and tomato passata. Bit of cheese, some Cajun spice, some smoked paprika. It's so delicious. Yum, 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 yum. So that's what we had last week. This week coming, we are going to do a couple of recipes. So we're going to film one of the Lodo pizza recipes because that was really yummy, and we've got some at home to use. If you don't know what I'm talking about with the Lodo pizza, then make sure that you are subscribed and that your bell is clicked to all, because we will be uploading a video between now and next Saturday where we do the recipes for that. So make sure you subscribe to that.
We'll also show you, like I say, the packets, how they come, and you know, we'll make sure we just put the link on it, whatever, to where you can get the Lodo pizzas from.
Yep, absolutely. And also, because now we're getting into the colder, more autumnal weather. I mean, look how dark it's got now just while we're doing this video. We're going to start doing soup maker recipes again. So if you are looking for a soup maker, they do them in Home Bargains. We've seen them in Aldi. I've seen them in Lidl. Very similar to the one that we've got, which is the Morphy Richards, but they do like the off-brand, the different branded ones. So it's an ideal time, because I saw one for £19.99. That's an absolute bargain. But anyway, we're going to start doing some soup maker recipes again. I think it was. I think it was, yeah. So make sure you're subscribed and that you click your notifications for those. But also, you've got an idea to do like almost like a shepherd's pie, but a speedy shepherd's pie. Yeah,
we bought this week a tin of stewed steak. I said, which is free on plan.
But make sure you get it from Asda, because the Asda one is free from plan. The one in Aldi
is £2 a tin, but like I say,
but the one in Aldi is how many sins?
Was it like 9 sins?
Yeah, all the sins, all the sins. So make sure you get to Asda one.
So we're going to get one of those, and then maybe put that in a, like say, in a Pyrex dish, and we're going to do like maybe a butternut and carrot mash to put on top, and a little bit of our cheese allowance for the day, and have that for a dinner. So that might be really nice. I said, that's something new for us. We're going to try that out and see how that comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure you stick around for those if that's something that you'll be interested in.
Also, I just wondered how many people, like I say, if anyone on here eats butternut squash, do you ever peel your butternut squash? Because if we wash it, and then like I say before, I used to peel the outside off. I said, but I don't have to. So now I just wash it and then, like I say, slice it all up and use it. But yeah, I used to peel it. Why did I used to peel it?
It's like skin on potatoes. That's the latest trend, isn't it?
It is.
So obviously we're ahead of the trend. Skin on butternut squash chips.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously we're just trendy. That's what it is. You need to put it. What we need to get is one of those little chopping board, the mini chopping boards, and you stack them up on a mini chopping board. And you don't give people a knife and fork. You give them like a little trident. That's what they do in all these posh places. Where they go, this is now, it's a deconstructed something.
Yes.
I mean, arguably every time we do a bit of mince in the pan, it's a deconstructed burger.
It is.
It is.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. But anyway, I've got to put a plug in here, because as you're watching this, yesterday we launched a brand new business. It's called Authentic Witch. Myself and my friend Kirsty, and you're involved as well, aren't you? Doing wooden and pyrography and leather and things. Yes. So do please go and check that out. The web address is authenticwitch.co.uk. The witch is spelt with a Y, but I will make sure to put the little list. But I will make sure to put the web address right here on screen. It should be showing it. Can you see it there? Look, it's just here. Look, just floating here. Oh, look, that's lovely. So the business is all about witchy things. So if you like beeswax candles and wax melts and things like that, check it out. If you like spell bottles, check it out. If you like runes and things like that, check it out. So yeah, that's a little plug, just a little plug. But anyway, that's pretty much it from this video. The only thing I've not mentioned, I did the social thing today. I did the thing on the desk, putting the thing in and going, can I have your card? Like, put your thing in.
Yeah, put your cards in, yeah. Okay, yeah, you've got another couple of weeks left on your thingy.
I was.
And yeah, off you go. Now you can go get weighed. God,
I was right in sales mode and everything. I was like, okay, lovey, pop your card in there. Right, okay, just double check on the sum up there. It should say right there, like your $5.95. So just check that.
Yeah.
Did you want any hi-fi bars? Buy one, get one free. You didn't.
But how'd you feel today? You was the first one that got weighed.
How'd
you feel?
Crap, because I put on half. It's fine.
But you was the first one to get weighed.
I was. I know, it's amazing. But yeah, so I'm helping out today with the social team, and I think I'm doing that again next week, she said as well. So yeah, but there you go. That is the video today. It's a bit of a long one because we did a bit of a chitty chatty, didn't we?
Yeah, like I say, and there's lots of things that we talk about on here that in general they don't talk about in groups. I said, you know, people that have sort of eating disorders and other things that are going on for them, they don't often talk about. So it's like, you know, it's everyday life for us. So, you know, it's just something that is part of our vlogs and all of that.
Part of our experience.
It is.
But if you are somebody who has experienced things like eating disorders, feel free to share your story. Again, absolutely no pressure, only if you're comfortable sharing it on the World Wide Web, because obviously if you put a comment down below, it's going to be seen by a lot of people. But if you want to share your experiences, please do that. One of us will be live in the stream. So as this is premiering, one of us is live in the comment section right now as well. So do come and say hi. And as always, let us know how you got on this week. Let us know if you are following Slimming World, or if you're following intermittent fasting or calorie counting or the cabbage soup diet or Weight Watchers or whatever fat club you're going to. Whatever you are doing in terms of weight loss, let us know how you've got on this week. Let's build this wonderful community, because this is what we got last time round, wasn't it? The last time we were doing this, it was so lovely because we were all sharing stories and tips and tricks and all of that. So let's build that community back up again. So if you are doing a plan, if you've had a fantastic loss, great, let's share that information. We can all celebrate with you. But you might be like me, you might have had a bit of a gain, or you might have only maintained, you might be feeling a bit crap about that. Share your experience down in the comment section. And if you do see somebody else commenting that maybe they've had a bit of a crap week, or they've had an amazing week, either give them, you know, a virtual hug, or if they've had an amazing week, let's big up that, because I think it's really lovely to be part of that community, isn't it?
So I'm saying sorry as well. You know, you missed our video last week, like I say, because we didn't come and get weighed. Like I say, I don't know how long I kept trying to wake you up, because like I say, the fibro just, Lisa was out for the count, and like I say, I couldn't even get her up to go to a group or anything. So it was like, one of them weeks. But
But that is it from us. And as we always say, stay you, stay safe, stay authentic, and happy slimming. Bye-bye.